Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sharonda Lewis, and this is my second presentation for ADMS of Electronics Office. Today we're going to talk about teams and the characteristics of teams. In my discussion today, I will talk to you about different types of teams, purposes of teams, how they function, what makes a team successful, and what causes a team to not be so successful. There are many types of teams. You can have a small group of teams. A team could be as little as 2 people. It could be larger teams or more cross-functional teams where you have multiple people who participate. They could be all up under the same umbrella in the same organization, but they could serve a different function within that organization. So I'll talk a little bit about the organization that I work for to kind of bring it all into one perspective. Again, as I stated, a team could be a minimum of 2 people, and it could be a maximum of 100 people or larger, depending on the function, the form, and the fit. Characteristics of a good team. I think a good team, they make great decisions. They collaborate. They feel empowered to do so. What makes a good team? Everyone knows what the objective is, and they are working together to meet that objective. Good teams will have discussions. They won't always agree, but they will have a structure and a plan to get them to the ultimate goal, and ultimately they will come to a resolution for whatever the problem or the case may be. The best teams work together so that time is not wasted, so that their reasoning for coming together as a team, the objective is met within a timely or within a specific time frame. Teams produce better results when the same members are have worked together for a long period of time. And when you have cross-functional teams, where in my organization, I work in pharmaceutical industry, so the team may be compiled of marketing representatives, customer service, R&D, regulatory affairs, global graphics, transportation, and all of these functional areas come together and develop a team to meet a certain core objective. So in the organization that I work for, we could have a new product that we're trying to bring to market, and I'm in global supply chain, so our purpose is to develop the product, get the product into production. Once the product is through being produced, get the product out the door to the end customer. So with that big of a role or that big of a plan, then you have lots of functional teams or lots of functional groups coming together to make this one team to get this particular product out the door. I've talked a little bit about cross-functional teams. That's a specific type of team, but you also have virtual teams. We have teams in my industry where you may never meet these individuals face to face. They may be in different countries, working in different time zones. Your communications could be instant messaging, text messaging, because we do use our cell phones as devices within the organization to communicate. We have Skype, business Skype. So there are all types of communication efforts that go or that exist when you're dealing with virtual teams. We also have project teams. You have project teams who have been given a specific task. They have identified what the project is, and then they understand that that project has to be completed. So they'll have an objectives list of what needs to be done, a timeline of when it needs to be done by, and who all needs to be represented within that organization to get that job done. What role do people normally play within teams? You'll have a project lead or leader, And this person is going to direct the team. They're going to identify the purpose or communicate to the team the objective. You're going to have a planner. This is the person who's going to plan out the steps that are needed. They may be serve more like an administrative person. They may keep documentation, notes, minutes, things like that, and they may direct you as to where we need to go next once one objective's been met. You'll have a cheerleader. This will be someone who supports, who comes up with new ideas. If we kind of get stagnated or stuck, this person can help cheer us on and direct us and guide us and help us move to the next phase. You'll always have a critic in the group who will tell the group when something's not working, tell the team when something that we've outlined is just not going to make it, or even tell us the deltas that we're dealing with. So you'll always have that critic. You'll have the doer. That's the person who's engaged, and they're going to encourage the group to keep going, to meet the task. The innovator, that'll be the person who'll bring new ideas and new approaches to help us accomplish our goal. And then the observer. This is the person who's sitting back, actively listening, saying, this will work. And if we get to a point where we don't agree, or we get stuck or stagnated, the observer can step in and share their observation. So all of these titles and all of these people make up a team, and we all play a role somewhere within the group. Thank you very much.